Greetings and welcome back to PinballHelp. Mike here. Work continues on this Sega South Park game. If you were following the previous video, I was trying to diagnose a problem where the game sensed there was too many balls, even though there was the correct number of balls in there. So we isolated it to the opto receiver in the ball trough, the kick up. So I've got the 5 balls now. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to drop those into the machine, and then we're going to start the machine up and see if it's going to work. What I did was I replaced the whole opto receiver board. I actually had one. So you notice it doesn't kick the balls out when the game starts. That's a good sign. Before it was kicking the balls out. Let's see. No, there we go. So pull up the switch trough test, and let's we'll do a quick little test where we'll go to the switch test here and confirm. All right. So test. All right. So it's going to show the active switches. I got one ball in my hand, so we should have 11, 12, 13, 15. 15 is the bottom one, 14 is the one up above. So 14 is out. So if I drop this ball in, we should see 14 and 15 because it's going to stack on top of the ball in the trough. So now we'll see 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's what we want to see. So now if we kick all the balls out, reach down in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So just the shooter lane switch, but you'll notice none of the ball trough switches are working. So we have solved that problem. It was the opto receiver board. I still have 2 more switches I have to diagnose here. There's the Kenny switch up here, and this is another receiver problem here. And I'm going to have to look and figure out what that is. Now, I've done videos before on how to diagnose opto boards and actually do board level repair. I pulled the board out of this one. In fact, let's just disconnect this and let's run into my office, and I'll show you what I did. So let's see if this will work. Bam. I'm going to run over here all the way to where the board is. Bear with me. Hey, look at all the pinball machines. Yeah. Okay. So I put this on the board, and this is the original receiver board right there. And you'll see it has 3 pins, and I believe the middle pin is power, and then the 2 outer pins are the 2 switch matrix pins. So there's our receivers right there. There's a trick where you can use a logic probe, and you put some power. And I need to do a little bit more research, but I tested it, and the light didn't react to these 2 things, the 2 receivers. So I don't know if these are bad, or it could be one of these tiny little transistors on this mini circuit board. I checked all the resistors at surface mount, so it's a pain in the butt to deal with. And I don't really have any surface mount replacement components if one of these things is bad. But I went through my box of optos, and I found that I had already had a couple of these boards. So I had ordered them. So they must have been pretty cheap if I stocked up on a few extra ones. So I am going to probably in another video see if I can figure out exactly what's wrong on this board. But again, if this is a pretty cheap component, which apparently it was, I'll have to check what I paid for it, but I had a couple of extras. So I just swapped the whole thing out. So is it these LED receivers, or is it something in the logic there? I'm going to have to dive in a little bit deeper to find out. But in the case of this, since there's logic on the board, and apparently these things are not that expensive, if you can get them, it's not a bad thing to just swap it out. So that's basically what I did. So sometimes, you just take the path of least resistance, and if you can get the little component, swap it out. But I will look for another video where I dive a little bit deeper into this and try to see if I can figure it out. What exactly is wrong, because it's not responding to light. It's not working properly. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. For more, visit PinballHelp.com.